Okay, this was an interesting setup that we talked about in the webinar. This is the 1 hour chart. Here's a two-step being, let's see, this very small two-step on the 1 hour chart is right here. A, B, C, D. You'll see it much better on the 15-minute chart. A, B, C, D, that's the same setup. This is a two-step correction in the context of a downtrend. Here's the downtrend. From point A, it makes a corrective rally, and then the rally stops, and then the decline continues, but it stops at the 7A6. This is 7A6 right there, and goes up and makes the 61A extension from B to C, making a U-turn, stopping at 1618, and then that's two-step resistance, and it proceeds to drop. And this white line is where multiple time frame triggers happened. So let's go back to the 1 hour chart and see there's the white line. Here's A, B, C, D, and there's the trigger on the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour, you see CCI never made it above 0, and 14 and 6 CCI, actually 14 CCI goes to the opposite 100 line and drops and crosses 0 over here. So that's a 50-14, once again happening right there. Let's zoom down to a 15-minute chart. On the 15, once again the two-step A, B, C, D, terminating D, terminating point D, terminating at the 1618 retracement of the swing from B to C. So this is a two-step corrective rally in the context of a overall downtrend. Two-step correction terminating at 1618. And let's look at the trigger right down here, 50-34. CCI crosses the 0 line, and 14 already on the right side, and price crosses the 34 EMA. So that's a 50-34 on the 15-minute chart. Let's go down to the 5-minute chart. We have the same A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and here you really don't have any higher time frame triggers, because the 50-14 on this 1 hour doesn't happen until here, and the 50-34 on the 15 doesn't happen until here. So let's see, what do we have here? We have a 50-34Z happening. 50 CCI comes to reject the 0 line, and see, it really wasn't smooth. This whole part here was just moving sideways until the market decided it was ready to go down, and this area coincides with the higher time frame triggers. So you want to really wait for the higher time frame to line up ready for a trigger, and then once you get this along with the multiple time frame trigger on the 1 hour and 15 minute, then you have smooth sailing going down and reaching target at the 1618 extension of the entire swing from A to D, that entire U-turn from point A to point D down here to 1618 extension. So that's really where the multiple time frame trigger lined up. Prior to that, you have uncertainty as 50 CCI goes above and below and above, and then comes back down and finally rejecting here, triggering the 15 and 1 hour. Now here's something interesting on the 3-minute chart. This is the 3-minute chart. Somebody in the webinar noticed that there was an opposing ABCD. This larger ABCD is a corrective rally in the context of a overall downtrend in the larger time frame. So once it makes this corrective rally, it drops down to here. But on this 3-minute chart, that's the 3-minute chart that we're talking about, from point C to point D could be considered a 3-minute uptrend. In the context of the smaller time frame, this is an uptrend with support symmetry basically holding, making higher highs and higher lows. And so once it gets to this little point A, it looks like a decline in the context of the 3-minute trend. Try to get that in focus. There we go. So 3-minute has been making an uptrend up to point A, and then it makes one decline and tries to resume the uptrend, and cannot resume the uptrend over here, drops again, rejecting the 786, and at this point it's a two-step, and if this 3-minute corrective two-step decline is supposed to be just a corrective move, it's supposed to terminate here at point D, because point D is the 1618 extension of this rally from B to C. And you see there was a reaction here at point D, bouncing off the extension, and goes up to the 618 of point A to D. I took this entire, in a two-step you're able to take the A to D and retrace, and your target is up here at the 127. But you see it reacted to this two-step support, bounces up, hits the 618, can't make it past the 618, and then the larger two-step kicked in and price dropped. So this is a case of a smaller time frame bullish two-step being overpowered by the larger time frame bearish two-step. And let's look at the triggers, because it doesn't really get smooth until, let's see, all this stuff here is not smooth, but once the smaller time frame two-step failed, you get a 3-minute 5034Z along with the 15 and 1 hour, and then you get smooth sailing down. to target of the larger time frame.